Now we will start our discussion on the smart grid communication technology. So communication is enabling technology for smart grid. It is very important component of overall smart grid architecture because the data communication is a base through which the information between various devices is shared. There is no single communication technology which is best suited for all power system needs. So different applications require different communication technology. This we will discuss in detail when we progress in this video. The requirements must consider the type of the application, source, amount, frequency, and delivery requirements of data or the voice transmitted. Now, let's talk about the communication needs of a smart grid. So, this can be divided into these sections. First is reliability, then cost effectiveness, capacity to handle different data rates, adequate to meet response requirements, ability to reach identified areas of power system, ease of operation and maintenance, and security of data as well as the control actions. So let's discuss all of these communication requirements one by one. So first we will talk about the communication reliability. Reliable communication is required in the smart grid with respect to the exposure to severe environmental condition. So even if we have the harsh environmental condition, the communication should be reliable. The electromagnetic interference should be minimum in case of the data communication. Transient electromagnetic interference such as lightning or faults should have minimum impact on the communication. Now, outage of transmission line is another aspect which impacts the reliability of the data communication. This is applicable especially in those cases where we use transmission lines as a carrier for data communication. So we will discuss this in detail when we will talk about power line carrier communication, where the transmission line are utilized as a carrier of data. So if we have the power outage, it will impact the communication of the data. Radio paths obstructed or attenuated should be minimum because if there are large buildings in the path of the data communication, the obstruction or attenuation will be high. Now let's talk about the cost effectiveness of the data or the signal communication. Generally, in the overall information sharing mechanism, the communication system costs are significant. So high cost of communication system may become an impediment in the deployment of efficient communication network. So we have to evaluate the initial cost, lifetime of operation and the maintenance cost while finalizing the effective mode of communication in the smart grid. We have to look for best trade-off between the total cost as well as overall performance of the communication network so that we get the optimal performance of the communication network with the least cost of investment. Now, next important component is capacity to handle data rates. So based on the capacity, we decide that which type of communication technology will be utilized in a particular application. So how we will judge the capacity to handle the data rates? We will perform the data rate audit of present as well as any upcoming applications or scheme in which the communication will be required. So for that, we will analyze each function. We will determine the bit rate which is required to perform that function. We also need to consider the worst case scenario for the data communication. That means the communication should happen even there is a worst case scenario. Each communication system has a bandwidth limit that is something which we have to keep in mind when we finalize the communication technology. There should be at least enough bandwidth along each path to meet the data requirements. A good margin allows for future growth and increased system flexibility. So whenever we decide the data bandwidth requirement, we keep certain margin for future growth of the data. Now, next requirement is the ability to meet response requirement. So here the response requirement and data rate requirement are two different things and both have to be met independently. In case of response requirement, we will see in how much time the data has been shared from point A to point B, and the data rate requirement will be the speed in the communication. And here both have to be met independently. The different functions have different type of requirements for the response time. Say for example, if you want to open or close the breaker switches, the response or the command which should be sent from control center to switch within 1 or 2 seconds. Similarly, if you want to acquire the substation status data, it has to be communicated within 2 to 5 seconds. If you want to acquire the feeder measurement, the minimum requirement is 5 to 10 seconds. If you want to acquire meter data, the meter data requirement ranges from 15 minutes to even 24 hours. So depending upon the type of functions in which the communication is required, the response time is decided accordingly. Now next need is ability to reach the areas of a smart grid. That means even if we have the difficult terrain, communication should not be hampered. Communication that rely on power line will have difficulty when we have the transmission line outage or when we have the weather condition. So because of these challenges, the power line carrier communication is not suggested for long distance data communication. So this we will discuss when we will talk about the PLCC detail. The terminal equipment in outage areas may require backup power for long duration. So that also we have to keep in mind so that in the remote areas the communication is not stopped because of the power supply. Now, next important point is ease of operation and maintenance. The communication system is a complex combination of transmitter, receiver, and the data links. So, therefore, the manpower needs to be trained and familiar with the communication equipments and having knowledge of the new skills which are required if a new technology is used or if a new tools are added for communication purpose. Generally, we use standardized components and communication protocols so that the skilled manpower is easily available and we will have least effort in carrying out the maintenance. Now, security of data and control actions is another important component. Here, the power system communication data have critical importance because communication security in this case is necessary, being a critical infrastructure. Substations are an element of the country's critical infrastructure, so we have to make sure that the substations are under the complete control of the authentic people. So maintaining the security of communications between the control center and field devices is one of the most urgent problem which we are facing today's smart grid communication environment. So lot of effort is required to be put to make the power system or the smart grid data communication secure. Now let's see what are the various communication mechanisms or the technologies we are utilizing right now. So from sensors, we send data to the system which is responsible for any operation via wireless sensor network. And then from any system involved in operation, we can send data to other substations or the control centers using various other technologies such as TCP/IP or Wi-Fi or cellular network. Similarly, the sensor can also send data to the aggregator or maybe the edge devices using wireless sensor network, and from there it will send data to the control center, either power line carrier communication or Ethernet or maybe optical fiber or whatever it is the feasible communication technology for sending the data. Aggregator will also receive data from various smart home devices which operate on either Zigbee or Z-Wave or PLC, and they send data to the aggregator or maybe directly to the control center or substation using either power line carrier communication or TCP/IP or maybe wireless mesh network. So in different type of applications, we use different communication technologies. Now, what are the various communication technologies we are utilizing? So in cellular technology, we have the benefits as follows. It has the most geographical coverage. It has no additional infrastructure required for backhaul because the cellular technology provider has already the additional infrastructure for backhaul capability. The cellular technology offers broadband coverage and it has rapid deployment because the cellular network is already in place by the cellular network provider. What are the challenges in case of cellular technology? High variable expense cost for data usage, the reliance on cellular infrastructure because the smart grid or power system communication has to rely on the cellular service provider because the infrastructure is provided by that cellular service provider. Also, the cellular technology is rapidly changing. We started with 2G and then 3G, 4G is coming, and even we are talking about 5G technology, which may be coming in next 1 or 2 years. So the cellular technologies keep on changing, and because of that, the devices which are communicating over cellular network have to change their communication technology. Now let's talk about the wireless technology. So in case of wireless technology, we can engineer it according to our requirement. It is built for the future because we utilize higher bandwidth for wireless data communication. It is potential for synergies within the field network. We can deploy the wireless technology for the field area network. It has rapid deployment because once you have the wireless technology in place, you have to just add the routers and the device should be able to communicate over network. What are the various challenges? The challenges are infrastructure cost, achieving coverage because the wireless communication cannot happen over a long distance. It has the distance limitation, it has geography limitation, it has the challenges related to permits, because in the areas where you want to deploy the wireless network, you need certain permissions from the various agencies. Wired communication, that is hardline communication, the advantage is that it is a proven technology, and we have the capability to configure or size the technology accordingly. But the challenges are high fixed expense cost. It is difficult to manage individual circuits, reliance on the carrier infrastructure, and long installation time frames. So because of these challenges, in today's scenario, the wired communication is not suggested for the data communication. Now, next is power line carrier communication, which utilizes the existing infrastructure. That is, the power line can be used as a carrier for data communication also. It provides the broadband data communication. Theoretically, we have large geographical coverage. However, we have certain limitations. The limitation is that a lot of frequency interferences, high price point, because the important component in PLCC is the separation of power and the communication networks. It has a limited success in field trials because of lot of challenges, such as the power line outage and the faults in the transmission line. The PLCC has not been so successful. Now, the important thing to mention here is that the most deployments rely on multiple technologies to achieve a full coverage with cost-effective solutions.